And I'm just chilling looking through my news feed as I usually do, and I'm just gonna share the things this year with you that I'm finding interesting or fucking crazy, like this particular one. So this article on the left-hand side, you'll see it. It says, "This type of coffee will help you lose weight, says experts." Great. Well, first of all, the echo you hear is because my house is empty. We're getting ready to sell it on our way to New Zealand to relocate. So I apologize for the echo. It will go away at some point, but just not today. So let's take a look at this article. Let me click on it, eat this, not that. Not exactly a credible site, but hey, it's on the news feed. People read this stuff. And because it has a journal article linked to it, people are going to believe that this is real science. Okay, so the science is real, the journal article is real, the research study was real, but maybe the interpretation is particularly off. We're going to find out. I am going to say that I wish I could do these things with like, oh my God, first reveals, and I can't because I have to go find the journal article. I do have to read it. I got to highlight it so that you and I aren't sitting here while I do that. But you know what? Still pretty interesting. So let's go through this article really quick. Coffee snobs love to hate on dark coffee. Yeah, it's dark, tastes like charcoal, blah, blah, blah. So here we get into, and by the way, this is listed right here. Follow the mouse if you can, or not, top left, fact. Okay, so these are facts. Coffee snobs hate this stuff, great. So onto that header of fact, which a cup of dark roast comes packed with plenty of vitamins and minerals, which is true. There is actually a lot of vitamins and minerals in coffee. There's a lot of research done on polyphenols and the benefits of coffee, including riboflavin, which is awesome, right? You can get riboflavin out of your cereal because it's fortified, but whatever. And riboflavin helps your cells flourish and your body better process amino acids. Okay, yeah, true. It also says, the dark coffee is chock full of vitamin B5, which, according to WebMD, helps your body convert food into useful energy for the day. And that is 200% true. But what's fucked up with this is the guy reading this doesn't realize that if you don't have a B5 deficiency, you have no problem converting food into energy. You gotta have a deficiency before these things make a difference. But nonetheless, B5 is in your coffee, you're getting some, you get it fortified in just about every multivitamin and every box cereal or packaged food that you get. All right, great. So you're probably not deficient in B5. But if you were, coffee could help you do these things. Another thing, however, that coffee will do includes liver, brain health, lower risk for some cancers. All of these things are potentially true. They've shown that coffee has a great association with better outcomes to these things, right? Coffee has a lot of polyphenols. It's bioactive and it's got bioactive compounds and can actually do things for the body, which is good. So here's the article, Molecular Nutrition in Food Research, right? Superior coffee to drink if you're looking to lose weight. We'll read that in a moment. I'm gonna click on it. But they did this study, though the study was published in 2011, right, 10 years ago, it's still relevant today, say experts. So let's see who the experts are. Quote, unquote, this study is still relevant regarding the relationship between dark roast coffee and weight loss, says Rita Elmarty, PT. I'm guessing that's a physical therapist, a trainer, and a nutritionist. I'm gonna do the air quotes for nutritionist. The dark roast coffee has a special substance called N-methylpyridinium. And these ions, which are responsible for a decline in weight, and it's formed when you roast coffee. So that's going to be noted as NMP in this research study. All right, so there's our expert, not really a nutrition expert. Why would you find a PT and a trainer instead of, let's say, I don't know, anybody else? But let's check it out. Let's go to the research article. So here I'm going to click on the article listed so that you see that I'm looking at the exact same one. Click on Molecular Journal Research, takes me to the article on the left through PubMed. Let me come over to my article. As you can see, it's the exact same one. All right, so let me scroll down. Let's do some reading. Now, in what we're reading here, we're gonna work from left to right because that's how this is presented, right? So the left column reads into the right column. I'm going to talk to you briefly about what the science here, what they did. They had two different types of roasted coffees. They did a light roast and they did a dark roast. That would be first intervention and second intervention. And in between giving these individuals a light roast coffee for 4 weeks or a dark roast coffee for 4 weeks, they had what's called a washout period where they drank no coffee for 2 weeks and they were asked to not take any polyphenols, any or eat any supplements or foods super rich in polyphenols, and not to change their diet or their habits in general. Look, don't do anything different. We want to keep things the same is what they were asked to do. And their diet was evaluated using a self-recalled food record. We have issues with those in general, but we won't talk about that at the moment. Let's go to the right highlight at the top paragraph here. And it says, total energy intake was significantly lower during the dark coffee beverage intervention. That's the NMP coffee beverage. Remember, NMP stands for that really long sciencey molecule, and CB stands for coffee beverage. So total energy intake was significantly lower during the dark coffee intervention when compared to the washout period and the intervention with the light roast. That's pretty interesting. So see support table 2. In this study, table 2 was not presented. I'm going to scroll down so you can see that, right? I've got figures A, B, and C, figures 1 and 2, figure 3. I don't have any table 2, so I can't go back and take a look at that data. Let me read what's in between these two highlighted sections on the right. Subject's initial mean body weight. So the average mean body weight was 73 kilograms plus or minus 4, and it decreased after the intervention with the dark roast coffee compound. All right, see supporting information in table 3. Table 3 is not here. We can't take a look at this. But I did highlight for the pre-obese subjects subset, meaning it looks like they did somehow have different BMI setups for these subjects to categorize them, because they specifically mentioned pre-obese subjects. A mean weight loss of 2.5 kilograms was noted. Okay, 2.5 kilograms is kind of a lot, whereas normal weight in subjects, so while normal weight subject did not lose any weight after the dark roast. So if you're pre-obese, and what's the difference between that and obese? Did they not have obese subject in this? Don't really know because it's not here, but pre-obese individuals, meaning those who had a BMI less than 30, had weight loss, okay? But those who were normal weight didn't have, meaning the normal weight people didn't have any fat mass to lose? Well, hold on a second. If this NMP coffee roast, if this special compound that's only formulated in dark roast coffee helps you lose weight, wouldn't it work on everybody? I don't know. This takes me back to the total energy intake was significantly lower, and perhaps drinking dark coffee or the bitter flavors or something caused them to not eat as much food. I don't know. Like it says total energy intake was significantly lower, but was that in all of the individuals? They obviously had them categorized as normal weight, pre-obese, obese, but we don't see that data. Nothing here directly says to me that this NMP compound inside coffee was the reason why they lost weight. If anything, it's because they ate less food. But we don't see that in this study. You certainly, sure as hell don't see that in the title of this article at all, or even mentioned by an individual who's the so-called expert. And the problem that I have with this is that people read these things. Smart, intelligent people, and they come to me, some of my clients, and ask me this stuff, and I gotta have the answer, and it's like it's really hard to explain why that's not true, or what confounding variables, or what state is missing, or what methods and methodology behind the study just don't make sense. Or most importantly, how their interpretation from people who are not experts, like this Keenan Mile guy, look, no hate dude, but you shouldn't be writing this stuff, and the expert they found just doesn't jive. So be careful with what you read. This is the kind of stuff I do all day. I'm going to keep publishing it. I hope you find it interesting. If you got a particular thing you want me to find, read, or do, just message me on Instagram, man, Andrew D. Chef RD, or the Endurance Chef on YouTube. Looking for the hookups. See ya.